All right. So we are just under 12 weeks out now. Today we got biceps with a little bit of back. What's new just under 12 weeks out? Well, eating about 3,800 calories. I'm still eating a ton right now. I feel like this is gonna be a really smooth prep. I'm not gonna be starving the last 8 weeks where most people are. I gotta give props to my coach for that at least. Really looking forward to dialing in and leaning down for this comp. I mean, 12 weeks, I can already notice a difference. I started at 225 at the beginning of this prep, and now I am what I weighed this morning, 212.8. It's about like 213. I'm about 10 pounds down roughly 10 pounds down with 4 weeks of dieting, which is good. I mean, everything's going smooth. I think I still have all my strength pretty much. Besides like the last set, each exercise has gone down a little bit, but just finished up my exam weeks for junior year for my undergrad. It's a biochem degree, and went well. So we're gonna have the summer really crank out this prep and really dial it in and have much more time for posing practice, making content for you guys, running Anabolic, the clothing brand. I'm not wearing it right now because it's like 100 degrees out, and I didn't want to wear a pump cover right now because I'm dying out here. It's pretty hot. I gotta get in there soon. Like I said, it's biceps with a little bit of back. I'll start off with back. I'll do 2 back exercises just to get a pump in the back, and then I'll really hit biceps hard today with 3 different exercises, 4 sets each, and you'll see it. I'll be hitting everything pretty damn hard. I think we'll call it there. Let's get in there. So I've been starting with these to pretty much help open up my shoulders. I have an issue with pressing and pulling evenly. So I think on both sides of my back, like right here, I don't know if it's like a knot, like a deep tissue knot, or just kind of like a structural misalignment, but like anytime I press, I'll have my arms, one will be like this and one will be like this. And then even if I focus on it, this one will naturally flare out. And I can kind of feel it, especially when I pose as well. Like I think there's a big issue with like just a knot right here, especially within my shoulder as well. So I've been trying these recently, taking a band at the top, tuck it in like this, and then take another band and just moving it out like this. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to like get a full workout in just from warming up, but like this is only my second time using these to warm up, so so far it's been pretty good. I just got to make sure I don't do too many reps with these, otherwise I kind of get a little burnt out. But my rear delts do get a pump from this, and just like I feel like every time I hit this, it's like curling this part of my lat in much more, and it at least feels like it's helping out a little bit. So I guess I'll have to keep you updated if I keep doing these. So otherwise I'll just use like a cable, but I really wanted to try using the band as well to help really push in the alignment of my shoulders. So I'm gonna do a variation of a low row after this, but I like starting with these for a back day or any type of lat focused movement for the beginning of my back exercises, just because now when I go to hit a low row, my lats have already been hit from this primarily, and I'll feel it way more in my back as opposed to like I loaded up 3 plates on doing a row movement. Sure, I'll get a pump from it, but like I really won't feel it that much in my back, quite honestly. So I get a lot better contraction per se, just from starting off with an actual lat movement rather than getting straight into like the heaviest row I could possibly do. All right, so I only got like 8 on that previous set. So I dropped the weight about like this one considerably, like 20 pounds each arm. Just try to keep it in a range of like 8 to 15. Sometimes I'll have one that can be like 6, but it's honestly dependent on the exercise. For this one, try to keep it anywhere between 8 and 15. I also like doing it unilaterally because I actually feel it in my whole like lat and back. Compared to if I did it both, I don't feel it that much. And then I find myself swinging, and then like I'm pulling my shoulders back. It's a lot more focused on what I'm really trying to hit. And it's only a plate and a half on this, and it's heavy. I mean, it's not 3 plates, but what good is lowering with 3 plates if you're not actually hitting your back? All right, so I start with this variation of a preacher curl for biceps. This has got to be by far my favorite bicep movement at the gym I go to, because you can load the bottom of the movement. I only got 20 pounds total. I'll do it unilateral, but 20 pounds total. There's 15 at the top and then 5 in the middle. So when I'm at the bottom of movement, it's the heaviest. And my biceps are dead after this. Cranking out 4 sets of this. Really like starting off bicep day like this. No other bicep movement really hits them like this, to be quite honest. Yeah, I might have to lighten up the weight just at the end because these dudes get really tough very quick. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You'll see it. Let's get into it. All right, next bicep exercise I like doing is, I don't know what you want to call this bar. I guess a neutral grip, easy curl bar, a neutral grip bar, either way. I like breaking this out for, honestly not sure. I kind of just grew a liking to it when I first started working out. When I first started working out, I was in my basement and I had one of these bars. It was plate loaded on the sides, and I guess for like 2-3 years, this would be like a big part of most movements I do for either curls. I did skull crushers with it as well. I just really grew a liking of it over the years. So honestly, nothing too specific of why I hit this one. Just one of my favorites.
Themselves in case of a robot uprising. Before, but to the point where Sam Altman of ChatGPT was actually complaining about it, saying it's costing the company tens of millions of dollars in extra electricity costs just to respond to please and thank you. So maybe that's his way of saying, don't be so polite to your AI.
All right, so as you can see in the background of my posing, there's a coach doing some client work, so I didn't want to talk over him because I'm literally 3 feet away from him. So I'm going to do a voiceover for my posing. So currently 11 weeks out. About to start posing more than just after my workouts. I'll start to do it after I do cardio in the morning as well. But for now, just after the workouts, been working on holding each pose for about 10 seconds, really trying to squeeze and just stabilize myself rather than just shaking a ton. I think everyone has a problem with that when they try to pose. They either overpose, where they just shake a whole ton, or they don't actually flex the muscle they're trying to. So, been working on that and holding each pose. And on top of that, obviously minor tweaks until I get to see my coach in a few weeks. I think my upper body is coming along really well. I mean, there's still love handles, of course. We got plenty of time to go with getting fat off 11 weeks out. I think the hardest part, given what I've cut in the past, is going to be my legs. I think the legs are going to be the hardest part to get the most shredded. Usually that's the last part that will shed fat. Love handles, of course, is always tough to get, but I've always found I hold a lot of my fat in torso and legs. Not so much arms. So arms are going to look very similar throughout the entire prep. Just get a little more vascular. So the routine you're seeing right now is the mandatory routine that I do in classic physique. Still working on my own personal routine. Just wanted to get down the mandatory poses first, make sure those are great, and then work off of that, because honestly, the mandatory poses during prejudging mean a whole lot more. Because from what I've learned is majority of the actual judging is done during prejudging, and they kind of basically have their winner, especially being such a small show, they'll pretty much have their winner before finals. And then finals is kind of like for family to come and see your own personal routine and pretty much hand out awards. So yeah, like I said, I didn't make an outro when I was there. I didn't want to interrupt this guy. So with that being said, that's the end of the video. 11 weeks out. Hope y'all enjoyed. I've been trying to implement more talking about what I'm doing during my workout rather than just showing you, giving some value to the workouts I do. Drop a comment. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Likes would be very much appreciated. Appreciate all the support I can get. I will see you guys next time.